Welcome back and welcome to my second episode of our mini series Getting to Know Me. I am very happy that you're back. A matter of fact, I'm ecstatic. Last time I shared a real, raw, vulnerable side of me, and I used the microphone and the headset. But this week I'm trying something new because as I go through this journey, I will change until I find my comfort. So this is what we're doing it this week. And last time I shared real, raw, vulnerable pieces of myself growing up. If you haven't watched it as yet, I invite you to go back, sit with it a little, and then come back and watch this one. This episode of Getting to Know Me, I am going to speak about the chapter of being married at 18. So get cozy, get your drink, and let's talk. Today, we're diving into the new chapter, Married at 18. The blissful 3 years of greatness before it turned to darkness. So, take a breath. Maybe get a drink or two, and let us begin. I was married at 18. Yes, I married to my high school sweetheart. It's funny, I met him in high school. He was my first boyfriend, and I fell in love instantly. I mean, he was everything. He was everything you could dream of. He was quiet. He was reserved. He was a gentleman. He was handsome, might I add. And, he was just everything. He would walk me to the bus stop every day. He would, that shyness, those butterflies. I was getting all of that when I was with this guy here. Anyways, I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't in love. I was in love, very much so. I thought that was love itself. And I do believe that was my first love because it was different. It was pure. It was genuine. And it was just real. It was just two young teenagers in love. And we spent hours on the phone every night. We would meet up at lunchtime. We would walk to the bus stop in the evenings. There was so much, So we fell in love. And there's nothing wrong with that, falling in love at a tender age itself, And at that time, falling in love with him, I was sheltered from a whole lot because I would only see him during the school time because I had to go home because I was like a baby, and the time that I was with him, the years passed where when we were on a break from school, it's like we would be on a break too, and then afterwards we would get back to school, we'd be back together. So the journey continued until we graduated, and I met his mom at my graduation, and that's when I felt safe. I felt safe, and I started spending time with him and his family. His mom, I would see his dad more, but his mom was just a gem, and I fell in love with both. I fell in love with the both of them. His family became mine, and we became one. We became a unit at that time. I would spend times whenever I visit the town itself, because they had businesses. Some people who are watching know exactly who I was married to and knew about it, so it was a great time. The connection was great. I was happy, the joy of just love and family and just being happy. That made me feel like a new person, and that was a new chapter in my life itself. So we would hope that girl meet boy and boy meet girl and they live happily ever after. We did live happy. We lived happy for 3 beautiful years. We were happy. We would do everything together. We were inseparable. We were living a fairy tale life. I mean, if to compare that marriage to any life that I had, it was different. It was like really out of a book. We would do everything together. We would go to work together. We would shower together. We would pray together. We would eat together. We were inseparable. We had no arguments. We had nothing at all. And we met each other then, and we got married shortly after. We were married and we were living with the family. We had his mom and his dad. He was an only child. But we were super happy. I felt at some point that, was I a wife or was I a daughter? But I never felt like his sister. Hell no. But at that point, I was, it was just great. It was just happy. It was just light. It wasn't stressing. And growing up, being in relationship, it was totally different. So we had a great life. We had great times. We had fun, and we were happy. We were super happy until our 3rd anniversary, which we normally go to Hido or one of those super clubs in Jamaica. And we went on our 3rd anniversary, and tragedy struck on our 3rd anniversary, where his father killed his mother. And I'm not going to talk about it because it's not my story to speak about, but that was a traumatic aspect in our life, and I think that's what broke us. And the family was not supportive of the marriage at that point. They were more into, just causing problems. And at that point, after the death, our marriage started going down. And for whatever reasons that I think neither him nor myself saw coming, nor even understand fully. We were still young. We were still navigating ourselves. But this was the first time that we had to navigate life without the parents itself. This was the first time we had to navigate life on our own. We were pretty much a unit with the family itself. So that happened. Family interference, and we took a break, separated, and then again, of course, a change came. We eventually separated, and at that point we got a divorce. So I gave you a short synopsis of that change again in my life, that moment where that emotional impact, that heartbreak, the confusion, and how life unraveled. But it just goes to show that from birth I've had these changes and move so quickly without reasoning, without understanding. And so that's the chapter on Married at 18. It wasn't short-lived, but I can tell you this, that my life has always changed in ways that I don't fully understand, and I've always just accepted, rebuild, and move on. So that's the storyline of Married at 18. We're just gonna go straight into segment 3, which is a new beginning, and that new beginning is life after divorce. So let's talk about that. So life after divorce. I had to be independent. I had to be strong. I had to be brave. I had to be bold. But I remember I always tell you that my elder sister is the one that I always return to. She's always there. So after my divorce, not only my divorce, after my separation, because the divorce came years after. After my separation, I went to be with my sister. I was with her again. She was married. She had a son, my nephew, which is my heartbeat. And I was with her for a little, that living arrangement with her, the husband, and my nephew. So my sister was always there. She was caring, she was always welcoming. She would also always make sure that I'm okay, and I lived with her for that duration. I don't even remember what I was doing. I don't even remember where I was working. But when things happen to you in life that are, I wouldn't say it was a traumatic event, but it was an era of my life where it happened so drastic and so fast that I think I forgot about some parts of it. And during being with her and everything, it was just like love all over again that I missed when I was living without her, when she moved from home. But I really and truly am trying to remember as I'm speaking to you as to some of the events that happened during that time that I don't remember. So sometimes when we go through things, I think we block out certain aspect of our lives and we forget. But I lived with her for a little until she got an opportunity in the big city of Kingston, and she went to that location for her job, and she started working in Kingston, and I relocated. I relocated again. So the aftermath of separation, living with my sister for a little, now we're relocating to a new city, a new life, and new lessons. Especially, we're country girls. Now we're going to the big city. We had a few friends there, but this was a fresh start, and I think the fresh start was good for us. It gave me courage. I came out of my comfort zone, the resilience, the growth that it gave me. So that was a good fresh start for me in my adult year, especially after what I went through. It taught me personal growth and lessons well learned. I was married so young, and I had so much events already by the age of, say, was it like 20 little bit. So from that, I can safely say to you guys that lessons are learned in the hard way. Nothing is guaranteed, including love. Love isn't guaranteed. Life isn't guaranteed. So life can change in an instant, in the quint of an eye, in the snap of a finger. But we have to learn from these events that happen to us during our lifetime. The difference is, how do they shape us? How do they mold us? How do we grow from them? How do we rise from them? It's the difference between trusting and, the self-reliance to make healthier decisions in life, to be better at everything that we do, to not to make the same mistakes. you know I am grateful for my mistakes in life. It not trusting the wrong person, helping me to recognize my worth and my resilience. Yes, so the next time I'll share the lessons and experience that shaped me after this chapter of my life. Married at 18, separated, relocating. I will share how it built me and how I discovered who I am. Because that little event made a drastic change in my life and made me find who I really am, owning the person that I am. So I have 5 questions or 4 questions to ask, which is a part of this journey here, personal growth and lessons. And the first one is, what's a lesson I've learned the hard way? And as I said before, nothing in life is guaranteed, including love. Life can change in an instant, and just always be prepared. The second one is, what am I still learning about myself? I'm learning how to differentiate between trust and self-reliance to make healthier choices, healthier decisions. I don't trust easily, and that's one of the things about me. What's one mistake I'm grateful for and why? The greatest mistake is trusting the wrong person. It's a good lesson. Helped me to recognize my worth and be more resilient. How do I define success or fulfillment now? Internal fulfillment and continuous growth, prioritizing peace of mind, joy, and meaningful living over external achievements. For me, it's more about my peace. It's about my happiness. It's about the life I'm living over, everything else, about the material things, about the luxury, about anything else there is. And that's how I define success itself. The last one is, how have I changed most in the last 5 to 10 years? My mindset has shifted, and my personality has transformed throughout life, altering events. So my mindset and my personality has changed. So there you have it. I am Latnovia, and this is RRV, Real, Raw, Vulnerable, the space where we say the things they don't, with no filter, no pretending, just honesty. Thank you for being here. Besas.